to raise more than $40 million for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Loves knows that when they help fund medical treatments, equipment, and facilities, they ensure children live healthy, fulfilling lives and foster the professional drivers, travelers, and families of tomorrow.
By donating at Loves, you're funding pioneering research and transformative care for children, not just in their youth, but throughout their lives. Stop into Love's Travel Stops and round up your change, benefiting Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and help kids get the care they need now and for the future.
At Progressive Commercial, we know trucking is a serious business. It's why we're serious about trucking insurance. Super trucking serious. And we want truckers to know they can get access to their policies on our mobile app 24 Trucking 7. So if you're a trucker and you're as trucking serious about trucking as we are about trucking insurance, check out progressivecommercial.com. ASA Trucking P. Get a quote in as little as 5 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1,000,000 miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
If you depend on a truck to make a living, then American Trucker is for you. Every day, Trucker.com is packed with information you need to keep your truck running and the money rolling. From new products to the latest in regulations, American Trucker has what you need to know. American Trucker staff knows that you are running a small business, and they work hard to bring you news and information that matters. So don't miss American Trucker's free newsletter. Go to Trucker.com. That's Trucker.com and sign up today. Sponsored by Fleet Owner.
WLWI-AM is News Radio 1440. Also heard on 95.1 HD3 FM in Montgomery. A Cumulus media station. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Stacy Lynn in Washington. Sirens in the southern Ukrainian city of Mykolaiv today after multiple strikes from Russian forces. In Kyiv, they used Iranian-made drones in their attack.
A residential building here in the city center was hit. 4 people were killed, including a pregnant woman. Her black and white picture has been widely shared on social media here, so she's become one of the faces of the tragedy here. And the Ukrainians are saying that this is how Russia is responding to military defeats on the battlefield by targeting civilian sites and civilian infrastructure across the country.
That's the BBC's Hugo Bachega. A second Ohio Senate debate took place last night. This one featured Republican J.D. Vance and Democrat Tim Ryan. The two candidates were asked about January 6th. Here's what Ryan had to say.
I do think that the insurrection was a group of people who were trying to overthrow the United States of America.
And should former President Trump honor the subpoena issued by the committee investigating? Vance said,
The January 6th committee has shown from the very beginning that it's not interested in the truth, that it's interested in a political hit job.
New records reveal hotels owned by former President Trump charged Secret Service agents 5 times the normal rate. And guess who paid those expenses? The taxpayers.
We pay them all.
CBS's Scott McFarland with more.
In one case, the Secret Service was charged more than $1,100 for a room at the Trump International Hotel in D.C. for agents who were protecting Trump's son, Eric.
The House Oversight Committee is now seeking a full list of other Secret Service expenses at Trump properties. Michigan's getting pounded with some early snow. Bob Richards with the Ironwood Department of Public Works says they got about a foot already.
We didn't expect this much heavy snow because along with the heavy snow, we have branches down all over.
A very alarming trend among
The
diabetics.
study found 16.5% of diabetic adults are either lowering their insulin doses or skipping them entirely to save money, something doctors are calling very, very worrying. Next year, insulin prices will be capped at $35 a month, but that will only apply to older Medicare recipients, not the younger Americans more likely to skip doses. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Things are looking way up for a person in Fort Myers, Florida. The area recently got clobbered by Hurricane Ian, but someone bought a lottery ticket and hit it
Tonight's
big.
Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated new ties $494 million.
Yeah, one of the two winning Mega Millions tickets was sold at a 7-Eleven there. The second was bought in San Jose, California. The two lucky winners will split the big prize. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
If you requested a tax deadline extension, you had to get them in by midnight last night. That was the final deadline to file 2021 income tax returns without having to pay a fine. If you missed it, it could cost you a 25% penalty on top of what you already owe. A sequel to the classic A Christmas Story is coming. The 1983 movie is back, and Ralphie is all grown up now.
That must be exciting.
In the first trailer out, you see Peter Billingsley reprising his role, putting on his iconic glasses and smiling as he returns to Cleveland Street. This time around, though, with his family. If it's really not Christmas to you until Ralphie shoots his eye out, you'll get to see A Christmas Story Christmas when it comes out November 17th. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Another Guardian Credit Union store.
Hey, so what are we doing with your hair today? I need a trim, a new dishwasher, and a much-needed vacation. Do you see any grays?
Sounds like you need a personal loan. My friend just got a loan from Guardian Credit Union, and he used it to upgrade his kitchen appliances.
That's what I need to do.
Guardian has great rates and a friendly team that makes payments affordable.
Perfect. I guess Silas really can fix everything.
Connect with Guardian for all your lending needs.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mount Everest will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you. Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. That's join, the letters NUimage.com, and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code RADIO. Sponsored by New Image Medical.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
your WSFA First Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Stop going it alone for recruiting and staffing. Choose a local expert. Hiring is about getting to know people and not algorithms. So let the people at Express Employment Professionals hire for you. Visit expresspros.com to find the office near you.
A much colder day on the way with temperatures struggling to get much above 55 or 56 degrees. Officially going 57 for Montgomery with plenty of sun, but there will be some spots that fail to get to 55 or 56. It will be breezy as well, making it feel colder. Tonight, there is a freeze alert in effect because temperatures will be down into the low to mid-30s. And there will be another one of those for tomorrow night, low to mid-30s again. The coldest spots in the upper 20s. We do warm up those 70s by Friday and the weekend. That's the first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, we're looking good. Your Tuesday kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Clanton, Albany, Greenville. No problems on Highway 80 or 14 coming in from Selma. And 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy, still carrying light traffic. You keep listening and we'll keep you posted. Fall is here at Festival Plaza. Visit the comic shop, Montgomery Cardiovascular Health and Fitness Center, and more. Festival Plaza, Taylor and Vaughn, a JLL managed development. Buckle up, it's the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is major delay.
Attention River Region listeners, take advantage of 4 new tires with no money down at Chico's Auto Pros, Montgomery's #1 rated tire store. Chico's Auto Pros.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Tuesday. With the cold weather ahead this week, we have some tips to keep you warm and safe. If you use a fireplace, you should have it inspected annually to make sure it's clean. When you do start a fire, make sure you use the proper materials. If you use an electric or gas heating system, that should also be inspected once a year to make sure it's safe. And space heaters should be at least 3 feet away from anything that's flammable that should plug directly into the wall, not into an extension cord. If you know someone who doesn't have access to a heater, the city of Montgomery will open a public warming center when temperatures drop below freezing. That's located at 3446 LeBron Road. Cots, blankets, and face masks will be provided for free. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Every minute, nearly 20 people experience domestic violence. It can happen to anyone, regardless of age, race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Anyone can help become part of the solution, though, by wearing purple this Thursday, October 20th, to raise awareness about domestic violence.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Birmingham area attorneys. Office in Birmingham. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. Online at CordellCordell.com.
We tried Dynovite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynovite nutritional supplements for dogs at Dynovite.com.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
Rabies is a viral disease that can infect all mammals, including humans. This is State Public Health Veterinarian Dr. D. Jones. Protect yourself, your family, and your pet, not just by staying away from wild animals that often carry the virus, but also by getting your pets vaccinated. Raccoons and bats are the most common carriers of the rabies virus. Your first reaction may be to approach a strange acting or injured animal. But oftentimes people are bitten or scratched while trying to help these animals. The best approach may be to contact your local animal control officers. If you are bitten or scratched by an animal, you should seek medical attention immediately. Although rabies is 100% fatal, it is also 100% preventable.
This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris. For more information, visit our website, www.alabamapublichealth.gov.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay now. Alrighty then, stop that.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and the sun does not appear, I will be here.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine once again, because once again, you're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time for our daily bread. Today, our daily bread today, it's simply entitled, let me make sure I get the title right this time. And it doesn't seem that I did. All righty then. So today's title is Beyond Words. Beyond Words. It is October the 18th. Our scripture insight today comes from 2 Corinthians 12, 3 through 4. Well, actually, 2 Corinthians 12 through 1 through 10. But 2 Corinthians 12, 3 to 4 says, this man heard inexpressible things, things that no one is permitted to tell. Govern yourselves accordingly. Again, it is October the 18th, 2022 AD. It is a day that has never been, and it is a day that shall never, ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done that you didn't. But more importantly, you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do, good, bad, or indifferent. So whatever it is that you do this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day. And if you've lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace of God and the mercy, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day that is the first day of the rest of your life. What are you going to do with it? Well, whatever you do, while you can, for as long as you can, reach back and touch somebody else and help somebody else along the way. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say if that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must, rest if you can. But you never quit. You never give up. Because quitters don't win. And winners, where they may fail at a thing or two, after all, we all do, you'll never be a failure. Put one foot in front of the other. Martin Luther King said, if you can't run, walk. And if you can't walk, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. Don't ever give up. Never give up. Good morning to you, Montgomery. It's time to rise and shine. Beyond Words, October 18th, 2022. Good morning to you.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. The devotional for today, titled Beyond Words, was written by Mark DeHaan. Thomas Aquinas was one of the church's most celebrated defenders of the faith. Yet just 3 months before his death, Something caused him to leave unfinished his Summa Theologica, the massive legacy of his life's work. While reflecting on the broken body and shed blood of his Savior, Aquinas claimed to see a vision that left him without words. He said, "I can write no more. I have seen things that make my writings seem like straw." Before Aquinas, Paul too had a vision. In 2 Corinthians, he described the experience. "Whether in the body or apart from the body, I do not know, but God knows. Was caught up to paradise and heard inexpressible things." Paul and Aquinas left us to reflect on an ocean of goodness that neither words nor reason can express. The implications of what Aquinas saw left him without hope of finishing his work in a way that would do justice to a God who sent his Son to be crucified for us. Paul continued to write, but he did so in the awareness of what he couldn't express or finish in his own strength. And all the troubles Paul encountered in service to Christ, he could look back and see, in his weakness, a grace and goodness beyond words and wonder. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 1 through 10. I must go on boasting, although there is nothing to be gained. I will go on to visions and revelations from the Lord. I know a man in Christ who 14 years ago was caught up to the third heaven. Whether it was in the body or out of the body, I do not know. God knows. And I know that this man, whether in the body or apart from the body, I do not know, but God knows, was caught up to paradise and heard inexpressible things, things that no one is permitted to tell. I will boast about a man like that, but I will not boast about myself, except about my weaknesses. Even if I should choose to boast, I would not be a fool, because I would be speaking the truth. But I refrain, so no one will think more of me than is warranted by what I do or say, or because of these surpassingly great revelations. Therefore, in order to keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan to torment me. 3 times I pleaded with the Lord to take it away from me, but he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. That is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weaknesses, in insults, in hardships, in persecutions, in difficulties. For when I am weak, then I am strong. Would you pray with me? Father in heaven, may we experience a touch of your hand today that leaves us speechless and hungry for more of you. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening today. My name is Wes Ward, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Well,
Court.
here we go.
Kick. Hoop. Airborne. Here we go. Here we go. All the way. All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Rough and tough.
Airborne,
Airborne.
every day,
Every day.
a run
We run
to the sun.
No sweat.
Not yet, down in the mess hall on my knee. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans. Time to rise and shine, people. The bread was moldy and the meat was bad. Well, you know darn well that you can't eat that.
You know darn well that you can't eat that. Here we go. Here we go.
All the way.
All the way.
Time to rise and shine, Montgomery. Get up, go to work, or do something. In the 82nd Airborne, easing the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight.
All the way, airborne, airborne, all the way.
Drive it on, driving on.
All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on.
Driving on. In the drizzling rain, well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Green light lead with the green blow.
All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on. Driving on, driving on, driving on. All the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on.
Time to rise and shine. All the way.
All the way. Gotta be.
Rough and tough. Airborne. All the way. What does that mean? It means it's time for PT. Okay, let's get this thing done. It's Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning, whatever morning it is. Here we go. This is what he might say. And James Brown was here today.
He might say,
Eat it up, don't body. Eat it up, don't body. Hey, I'm running. This party. We're up this party. Here we go. We got the groove. Everyone daddy is on the move. Can you feel it all in your soul? Can you go just a little bit more? Hey, Lordy, Dottie. There's a coffee break there. Woo! Hey, Dottie. The airborne way. Sometimes I want to quit, but my mind just permit. They're looking good. Woo! Let's go. It's over with now. Let's do it. Woo! Okay. All right then. And now we pay homage to all of our armed forces of these United States of America, because freedom is not free. Somebody, someplace, has got to stand guard on the fence and say, not on my watch. And we thank those men in uniform, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and yes, even Space Force. I haven't figured out exactly what they do, but I'm sure they're doing something. It's probably top secret stuff. That's right. Somebody's mother, somebody's father, somebody's uncle, somebody's brother, somebody's daughter, somebody's grandfather, or grandfather now, sacrifice to make sure that we'll sleep the best we can when we slumber. Somebody has to stand guard on it. Freedom, like Ronald Reagan once said, is but one generation away from being extinct. Thank all those men you see in uniform who go in harm's way at your behest. Okay, you may not have told them to, but you voted for the people that did. Okay, so always respect the green. And our local heroes, our Montgomery Police Department. Good morning, guys. And ALEA, Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, along with the Sheriff Department, Derek Cunningham, seen those guys the other day. The Chief Police, Mr. Dale Abbott. And I missed anybody? Alabama National Guard. Hey, they keep it tight while we sleep at night. I'm just saying. And good morning, First Sergeant Oliver. And good morning to Maxwell and Gunner Air Force Base, the home of the Air Force's intellectual properties, or something close to that. And we welcome all the people who come to our great city to learn from our top guns how to get it done. How to get it done. What a responsibility. Anybody seen a 141 out there lately? I'm just saying that. If anybody's spotting one, let me know so I can run out there and look at it one more time. I don't know why it's so difficult to see a 141. I mean, can somebody tell me where one is? The Star Lifter. Their motto is Semper Fidelis, but the Marines couldn't pronounce that, so they had to call it Semper Fi. But whether it's Semper Fidelis or Semper Fi, it all means the same thing. always, not sometimes, but always faithful. Hoorah, Marines, hoorah. You know, I could tell it was getting a little cooler outside this morning because when the alarm clock went off, I grabbed the sheets. You know, I was ready to go back to sleep. But I said to myself, what would they do if I didn't show up for duty? I'd be AWOL. So I had to get up, I had to let go of the covers, hit the floor, you know, do the okay, I won't even go there. But anyway, yes, I had to get up and get moving and get out of here because I knew that somebody was waiting for me to get out there and wake everybody up. So that's my job this morning. That's what I do in the morning. I try to get you up, get you going with a little PT, little coffee going on, things like that. 6:28 in the morning. So if you got to be there by 6:30, you got about 2 minutes by which to arrive. Now, next up, of course, is Lessons of Life and Today in History and the Word of the Day. Now, the Word of the Day is an interesting word, and it's one that a lot of you use, but you just don't know it. Okay, it's something that all of us do. I didn't say all of us do this, but we don't know what to call it. Okay, some people call it a lie, but there's a more tender way to call people a liar rather than just calling them a liar. Okay, I'm just saying there's a better way to do it. You know, I mean, the guy may not even know he's lying. You know, so we have to gingerly correct people sometimes. And I know I'm guilty of that sometimes. I'm kind of rough on people. Some don't mean to be, but sometimes, you know, y'all bring it out of me. Anyway, good morning to you. It is 6:30 in the morning. Don't forget to sponsor our show, of course, is JL Lane Truck and Auto. JL Lane Truck and Auto. So if you need a pre-loved car, you need to call this number. Really, 272-4313. And you can buy there. You can pay there. As a matter of fact, you can go online and look at the whole inventory at jllanetruckandauto.com. Right now, while you're on the way, okay, don't do it while you're in the car. Okay, don't do that. Don't do it while you're driving. When you get to work, because most of y'all don't be doing much anyway. When you get to work, just, you know, especially, you know, just the state employees. I love you, but, you know, let's tell the truth. You know, y'all just sitting there wasting time sometimes. So since you're going to waste some time anyway, you might as well go check out JL Lane Truck and Auto and see if there's a car something that you know you can use. Christmas coming up, your kid needs a car. You know, they may even keep it on their lot for you until you're ready to deliver it to them. I'm not sure about that, so give them a call. 272-4313. 272-4313. That's JL Lane Truck and Auto. I want to thank those guys for hanging out with us for a few months. So we appreciate it because that's how we make a living. All right. So let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll get into some of the things that matter. Okay. All right. And some things that really, you know, some things that really don't matter. However, I got this. I got it good. Is anybody still? I want to know, is anybody up out there but me? Sometimes I just think I'm the only guy up this time of morning. Me and the police and the Montgomery Sanitation Department. Good morning, guys, and the Montgomery Maintenance Department. Yeah, okay. I'm just okay. Hey, don't ask me why that thing keeps coming on every day. I don't have a clue, but I'm gonna work that out because we're messing with my groove. Anyway, 6:31 in the morning. We'll be back after this.
I never said that to him. You don't run the tape and find out exactly.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Look at
Destination for shipping supplies like boxes, mailers, and packing equipment. Services like
UPS shipping. And right now, get 25% off UPS Express shipping services at Staples. They're valid in U.S. Staples stores only through 12/31. Staples, the best kept secret in shipping.
A much colder day on the way, with temperatures struggling to get much above 55 or 56 degrees, officially going 57 for Montgomery. Plenty of sun, but there will be some spots that fail to get to 55 or 56. It will be breezy as well, making it feel colder. Tonight, there is a freeze alert in effect because temperatures will be down into the low to mid 30s. And there will be another one of those for tomorrow night, low to mid 30s again. The coldest spots in the upper 20s. We do warm up those 70s by Friday in the week.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities yet to send you on an alternate route. You keep listening, and we'll keep you posted with the latest and the most accurate traffic conditions on the radio. Looking at your traffic flow maps, everything's moving smooth. The Front Porch Grill food truck is rolling. Church groups, special events, and more. Call Marty at Front Porch Grill in Millbrook. Get all the details. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Attention River Region listeners. Take advantage of 4 new tires with no money down at Chico's Auto Pros, Montgomery's #1 rated tire store. Chico's Auto Pros.
In a busy week for Overwatch 2, the Atlanta Reign added to the chaos by signing Precious player Daniel DeFran Francesca as a content creator. DeFran was in the middle of a controversy last year as he heavily voiced support for Sinatra, a player who was under fire for heavy allegations. When the signing was announced, fans were outraged. Almost as quickly as it was announced, the Reign released DeFran to keep goodwill with the fan base. Did Atlanta make the right call?
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? May the IRS send you a letter to demanding a payment you may not owe more this week? Now, let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800-631-9123.
Matt Parsley here. You've been listening to me for 12 years, and Budget's been in business 30 years. We've never had a sale like this before. It's the 777 event. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. You'll never come across a sale like this again. It's crazy. This could be the biggest sale in Budget history. Well, it's really not a sale. It's a giveaway. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. Do you have a car you want to sell? I'm paying up to $2,777 over Kelley Blue Book on the spot with no trade-in required. We buy cars, we buy trucks, and I'll buy yours and give you up to $2,777 over Kelley Blue Book. If you have a car you want to trade in, I'll give you $2,777 over Kelley Blue Book plus another $777. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. You'll have good luck and hit the jackpot at Budget Car and Truck Sales during this 777 event. Budget Car and Truck Sales, Montgomery and Prattville. BuyBudgetOnline.com. BuyBudgetOnline.com.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Mount Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Mount Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Mount Everest will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
Put some flair down there.
Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code radio to save 20%. That's join the letters nuimage.com and use promo code radio to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code radio.
Sponsored by New Image Medical.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell.
We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell and Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Birmingham area attorneys. Office in Birmingham. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be
You
performed is
lawyers
greater than the
caused the
quality of
problem.
legal services performed by other lawyers.
Yeah,
Online at
Now you want to
CordellCordell.com.
tell me you want to help
We
me
tried
out.
Dynamite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynavite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynavite nutritional supplements for dogs at Dynavite.com.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynavite.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps' base Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation. 800-799-5071. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-799-5071. That's 800-799-5071. Again, 800-799-5071.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
And good morning again, everybody. Hope this day finds you well and in the best health you can be. And again, it's another day on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Something to be thankful for. Good morning. How you doing? How's everybody doing? I mean, we doing all right? I see one of my listeners is doing all right. She's dogging me already. I can appreciate that. So let me know that she's in her right mind. Because if she said something nice, I would think something's wrong and have to call the police and the ambulance to send them to her house. So I'm just saying. So keep up the good work. Keep letting me know every morning by dogging me that you're okay. Okay, because I tell you, I wouldn't have it any other way. Anyway, it is October the 18th. It is the 291st day of this year. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there are about 74 days left in this year. It is time for the word of the day and life lessons. Now, the word of the day, every once in a while, you'll hear me use this word because it is appropriate when I use it. Now, I don't know about you when you use it, but I'm going to give it to you this morning. I'm going to share this word with you guys this morning so you'll understand what it means, and you'll be able to understand it when you hear it. See, because politicians like to do this. Yeah, they like to use words they think that we're not necessarily familiar with, and so they think we're stupid sometimes. Okay, but we're not. We're not. Okay, maybe a couple of us are, but not most of us. Yeah, most of us got some brains. All right, then. Now, the word of the day means an elaborate statement that's either positive or negative. Let me say that one more time. It means an elaborate statement, okay, that either means it can be positive or negative, but the elaborateness of the statement is, well, it's obvious, okay? So what is the word that means that? One more time. An elaborate statement that can be positive or negative. And every once in a while, you guys will hear me use this word because You know, it's a great word, actually. It's a great word. What is the word? It is called hyperbole. There is another word that we could put in the place of this word, but you can't say it on the radio, you know. But there's another word for hyperbole, and outside the airwaves of Alabama, I can tell you what that word is. I'll just put it this way: we call it Bravo Sierra, okay, in polite company. But the word for polite company and for us intellectuals is hyperbole. But that's just another word for Bravo Sierra. Okay, I'm just telling you, that's what it is. Like, child, you look like you did when you was 18 years old. Now I'm 73. So, and I look like I did when I was 18 years old. Okay, that's called hyperbole. Okay, we all know that you don't look like 18 when you're 73. Okay, at least not without a whole lot of massive cosmetic surgery. I'm just saying that is hyperbole. That is hyperbole, an elaborate statement that can be positive or negative. And you actually do see somebody that's 73 that look like they're 18. Please call me. I want to see them. Now, the lessons of life. The lessons of life, these are things that you learn strictly by living. You can hear about it. We've all heard about it. We've all heard about riding a bike, right? We all heard like riding a bike. Okay, you know, you look at a guy going down the street on his bike and you think you have never ridden a bike, but you figure you could just get on that bike and start rolling. Well, no. You have to train yourself, okay? One of the things that we do in life sometimes is that young folks, and we all used to be one of those young folks, we saw the product, but we did not see the process. And it is the process that gets us to where we want to go, okay? So anytime you try to shortcut the process, that's like trying to change nature. That's like trying to change yourself into a girl if you're a guy, or vice versa. You can't do it. All you can do is mess with nature. But nature has a way of putting you in the right path of correcting you. Okay, I'm just saying. Now, but this is the life lessons of today. And you will find this as you go along. You know how it is when you start something and you quit, you start, you quit, like smoking cigarettes. Okay. If you pick up another cigarette, even after 20 years, you didn't quit. Okay. You stopped for a moment, but you did not quit. Okay. Because when you quit something, you are done with it. Finish, finality, it's over. Okay. Like a couple of my ex-wives, they said, see you. Okay, then. You know how it goes. I'm done. All right, then. I'm just saying. That's the way it works sometimes. Okay, so what is life lesson today? Life's lesson today is this. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must always, not sometimes, not slow down, you must always be moving. Okay, you got to always moving forward, like Martin Luther King said, moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. You can't get halfway and quit and expect to ever to be successful. You've got to keep on going. You got to keep on moving. If this direction don't work, go in another one. But always, never, ever, ever quit. Never give up. Okay, keep your balance. Always, always keep moving. That is the lesson of life today. And anybody who has ever accomplished anything knows that. You've got to. Michael Jordan, probably the best basketball player that ever played. Funny thing about him, though, we only remember the hits that he made. We don't remember the ones that he missed, which was quite a lot more than he made. But he kept on trying. He kept on going. He didn't give up on it. He said, I'm going to do this. And you kept on going. But that's the same thing we have to do in life sometimes. We got to do the same thing. Okay. There's no difference in basketball, football, those things teaches us lesson, but in order to keep balance on a bicycle, which is your life, you must always, always, always keep moving. Another thing, you can't ride a bike laying in bed. So if you're still in bed this time of day, you need to get up. 6:46 in the morning. Again, it is October the 18th. And the word of the day, Ken, is hyperbole, which is another word for Bravo Sierra. Today is October the 18th, the 291st day of the year. There are 74 days left in this year. It was on this day in 1962 that James D. Watson, Francis Crick, and Maurice Wilkins were honored by the Nobel Prize for Medicine and Physiology for determining the double helix molecular structure of DNA. Now, I can pronounce the words, but please don't ask me what that means. 1767, the Mason-Dixon line, the boundary between colonial Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware, was set as astronomers Charles Mason and Jeremiah Dixon completed their survey. The year was 1867. The United States took formal possession of Alaska from Russia. 1892, the first long-distance telephone line between New York and Chicago was officially open. It could only handle, believe it or not, one phone call at a time. I'd say we've come a long way from 1892. The American flag in 1898 was raised in Puerto Rico shortly before Spain formally relinquished control of the island to the U.S., and that was 1898. 1961, the movie musical West Side Story, starring Natalie Wood and Richard Beymer, premiered in New York, the film's setting. 1968, the U.S. Olympic Committee suspended Tommy Smith, John Carlos for giving the Black Powers salute as a protest during victory ceremonies in Mexico City. I agreed with those brothers back in them days. Yeah, I did. I agreed with them. Yeah, I agree. It was all right with me. Of course, I was only 11, but I agree with them. Yeah. Black Power, every hour. I mean, I'm good, you know. I was all right with them then. I mean, considering the circumstances in America at the time. 1969, the federal government banned artificial sweeteners known as cyclamates because of evidence they call cancer in laboratory rats. The year was 1972. Congress passed the Clean Water Act, overriding President Richard Nixon's veto. 1977, West German commandos stormed and hijacked Lufthansa jetliner on the grounds of Mogadishu, Somalia, freeing all 86 hostages and killing 3 of the 4 hijackers. I'd call him kind of lucky, that 4th one. Okay, we good. 1997, a monument honoring American servicewomen, past and present, was dedicated at the Arlington National Cemetery. Hoorah. 2001, CBS News announced an employee and anchorman, Dan Rather's office, had tested positive for skin anthrax. 4 disciples of Osama bin Laden were sentenced in New York to life without parole for their roles in the deadly 1998 bombing of 2 U.S. embassies in Africana. The year was 2010. 4 men snared in an FBI sting were convicted of plotting to blow up the New York City synagogue and shoot down military planes with the help of paid informant who convinced them he was a terror operative. James Cromartie, David Williams, and Ona Williams, and somebody else's last name, Payan, were both sentenced to 25 years in prison. And it was 11 years ago, 50 wild animals were released by the owner of a Zanesville, Ohio farm, Terry Thompson, who then took his own life. Authorities killed 48 of the creatures, while the remaining were presumed eaten by other animals. Republican presidential candidates laced with each other in a debate in Las Vegas. Mitt Romney emerged as still the person to beat, even as he was called out by the issues of illegal immigrations, healthcare, and jobs. Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit emerged from 5 years of captivity as Hamas militants handed him over to Egyptian mediators in exchange for 1,000 Palestinian prisoners. Now, listen, You know, that's pretty good. You know, you can one of you for 1,000 of them. I mean, that's pretty good. Nobody ever think I was worth that much. 6 years ago, President Barack Obama hosted his final state dinner as he welcomed the Italian Prime Minister Matteo Renzi and his wife to the White House. And 2 years ago, that leftist Luis Arce won Bolivia's presidential election, avoiding the need for a runoff. The win was a vindication for the movement towards socialism. Somebody actually still thinks that's pretty good. The party was ousted by President Evo Morales, who was barred from running. Twitter blocked the post of Scott Atlas, the advisor to President Donald Trump, who suggested that masks do not work to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Twitter said he violated the policy against sharing false or misleading information about COVID-19 that could lead to harm. Well, I think the court is still out on that one. Some birthdays today, people you may know. That's right. Mike Ditka is 82 years old. Okay. Joe Morton is 74. Actor Pam Dauber is 71. Terry McMillan is 70. Who else birthday today? Tennis Hall of Famer Martina Navratilova is 65. Actor John Lindstrom is 64. Actor John Claude Van Damme, which is one of my favorite actors, is 61. Jazz musician Wynton Marsalis is 60. Actor Vincent Spano is 59. Rock musician Tim Cross is 55. Singer Nonchalant is 54 years old. Former tennis player Michael Stitch is 53. Actor Joe Bryan is 47. And if I mess up his name, I never heard of him anyway, so we ain't gonna worry about it. Rock musician Peter Swinson of the Cardigans is 47. Wesley Jonathan is 43. R&B singer, actor Neo is 42. Never heard of him either. Country singer John Grayson is 41. Don't know him either. Olympic gold medalist skier Lindsey Vonn is 37. I think that's Tiger Woods' ex-girlfriend. Okay, I heard of her. Jazz singer, musician Esperanza Spalding is 37. And actor, model Frida Pinto is 37. Actor Zac Efron is 34. Actor Joy, man, I guess I don't watch TV anymore because I just don't know these people. I guess that's what happens when that's what happens when you just watching, Gunsmoke. You miss today's actors. I guess I haven't seen them. Olympic and WNBA basketball star Brittany Griner is 31. TV personality Bristol Palin is 31. Tyler Posey is 30, and actor Toby Regbo is 30. I just don't know who any of these actors are, man. I guess you're not 60. I don't know about you. Anyway, so much for that. It is 6:54 in the morning, and those are some of the things that happened in the history of the world. We'll never have an opportunity to talk about all the things that happened in the history of the world because, stuff. It seems that the Wetumpka Police Department don't have much to do. Yeah. It seems that the Wetumpka Police Department was bored a little while ago, and they were manhandling an 84-year-old woman. You know why? You know what her crime was? Okay, seriously. You know what her crime was? And they're in the paper. Her crime was feeding cats. Okay? They arrested these women to her and her friend, and she was 60. So Wetumpka must be Jerry. Come on, man. Jerry Willis, you're my man. Really, is that all the police department got to do up there in Wetumpka? Is to pick on people that are 84 years old because they feeding cats? Come on, man. Go somewhere and sit down. So while they were out there wasting time, in Wetumpka, somebody was probably getting their house robbed or broken into, or somebody was drinking and driving, all these kind of things. So we're really gonna mess with two old ladies, okay, because they were in Wetumpka, they were feeding cats. I got to call the mayor's office on this one. Okay, really, I mean, listen, if there isn't anything to do. If crime is under control, can we borrow a couple of your officers to come down here to Montgomery? Okay, and help us out a little bit. I'm just saying. Because if that's all you got to do up there is arrest 84-year-old women, then y'all need to come down to Montgomery and we can show you where some action is. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, really? I mean, it was a shame the way I saw this. I mean, listen, there's a letter of the law, and then there's the spirit of the law. Now they say, well, you're trespassing. Well, so are the cats. Take the cats away, and then that way they'll have anything to feed. But some people like feeding animals, because they have a kindred spirit with the animals. Because in 84, sometimes you eat the same thing they eat because you don't have no money left. I'm just saying. So, shame on Wetumpka, shame on the police department up there for picking on an 84 and a 60-year-old woman for only thing they were doing wrong was feeding cats. I mean, really, honest to goodness. Is that the best we can do? Somebody call the sheriff, somebody call the police chief in Wetumpka and tell them if they're not having anything to do, if crime is under control, please send a couple of officers down here to Montgomery and partner with us. Because we need some, okay? I mean, we need some officers down here. That's all I can say about that particular issue. I just think that's crazy to harass 84-year-old woman for feeding a cat. Come on, man. I mean, really? Come on, really? No, okay. Somebody call Mayor Willis, tell him Elkins is talking about him on the radio, and we just want to know why we had to do that to those poor ladies. We just want to know. I love me some Mayor Willis, I do. But still, okay. But even I can't agree with this one, Mayor. I just can't. The police need to do other things besides mess with people because they feed cats. I'm just saying they're just okay. That was a little bit over the top. A little bit over the top. We can talk about it next time if you guys want to, but that's a little bit over the top. Okay, we need to calm down on that and let the ladies get rid of the cats. I can understand, but not put people in jail. We'll be back.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Tuesday. With the cold weather ahead this week, we have some tips to keep you warm and safe. If you use a fireplace, you should have it inspected annually to make sure it's clean. When you do start a fire, make sure to use the proper material. If you use an electric or gas heating system, that should also be inspected once a year to make sure it's safe. And space heaters should be at least 3 feet away from anything that's flammable that you plug directly into the wall, not into an extension cord. If you know someone who doesn't have access to a heater, the city of Montgomery will open a public warming center when temperatures drop below freezing. That's located at 3446 LeBron Road. Cots, blankets, and face masks will be provided for free. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Every minute, nearly 20 people experience domestic violence. It can happen to anyone, regardless of age, race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Anyone can help become part of the solution, though, by wearing purple this Thursday, October 20th, to raise awareness about domestic violence.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Stacey Lynn in Washington. There's a new type of terror Russia is now inflicting on Ukraine. Its forces are using Iranian-made drones. CBS's Holly Williams tells us they're using them in residential areas, even though Russia repeatedly claims it isn't targeting civilians.
Kyiv's mayor, Vitaly Klitschko, called Russia a terrorist state.
Killed a lot of people, civilians, unguilty people. And that's why it's terror attack.
Ukraine claims that Russia's ordered nearly 2,500 suicide drones from Iran. They reportedly cost around $20,000 each, a fraction of the price tag for a guided missile.
Iranian rock climber Elnaz Rekabi hasn't been heard from since competing without a hijab at a competition in Seoul. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer with more.
The Iranian embassy in Seoul tweeted a picture of her today, head covered, and said she had left Korea this morning. Friends and contacts say she hasn't been seen in Iran yet, though, and they fear she may have been taken directly to prison.
In Ohio last night, a big debate in the Senate race. Democrat Tim Ryan faced off with Republican J.D. Vance. One topic was abortion, and Ryan criticized his opponent.
They want to have a national abortion ban. They're not happy with people having to go to Illinois. They want people to get a passport and have to go to Canada. Largest governmental overreach in the history of our lifetime.
And Vance criticized Ryan over the case of a 10-year-old Ohio girl who traveled to Indiana to get an abortion.
That little girl was raped by an illegal immigrant. And both the media and Tim Ryan need to be honest about the fact that she would never have been raped in the first place if Tim Ryan had done his job on border security.
A warning about hair straighteners. Here's Vicki Barker.
The study suggests women who use hair straightening products are more than 2.5 times more likely to develop uterine cancer. Hair straighteners contain so-called endocrine disrupting chemicals, which have been linked to a raised risk of breast and ovarian cancer.
After the University of Tennessee had a huge win against Alabama Saturday, students and other fans rushed the field and tore down the goalposts. UT President Randy Boyd was watching.
Randy, how much is that going to cost? It doesn't matter. That's every year.
They carried them out of the stadium through campus and the streets of Knoxville, eventually dumping them in the Tennessee River. The SEC wasn't happy about it and has now slapped UT with a $100,000 fine. The Vols win over the Alabama Crimson Tide snapped a 15-year losing streak. Market futures are pointing to a higher open today. This is CBS News.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Whether you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance yours, Rocket Mortgage can help you get there. For home loan solutions that fit your life, Rocket can.
But see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Metashare. Maybe you've heard switching to Metashare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Metashare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Metashare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Popular device is now being used to help those with a debilitating disease.
Apple AirTags are usually used to help people find their keys, wallets, or even luggage. But according to the Wall Street Journal, the $29 devices are now being used to help monitor people with dementia. Many tracking apps require people to have their phones on them, and while people may not remember to take their phone, they could grab keys. An AirTag would then provide a secure Bluetooth signal that can be detected by other devices. More than 6 million Americans over 65 are living with Alzheimer's, and experts say AirTags could be a low-cost option to keep them safe. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Well, it's been a couple years, but the burrito is back. For the first time since 2019, Chipotle will celebrate Halloween by giving away free meat and bean and cheese stuffed tortillas. On Halloween, beginning at 3, you show up at a Chipotle in costume to get your burrito for free. Walk is extra. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Birmingham area attorneys. Office in Birmingham. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers. Online at CordellCordell.com.
We tried Dynavite for gut health and immune support, and after a couple of weeks, our little Gizmo was acting like a puppy again. His coat was shinier, he had a lot less scratching and shedding, and he seemed like his happy old self.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed, we sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynavite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat.
I love you.
For dogs at Dynavite.com.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynavite.
Matt Parsley here. You've been listening to me for 12 years, and Budget's been in business 30 years. We've never had a sale like this before. It's the 777 event. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. You'll never come across a sale like this again. It's crazy. This could be the biggest sale in budget history. Well, it's really not a sale, it's a giveaway. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. Do you have a car you want to sell? I'm paying up to $2,777 over Kelley Blue Book on the spot with no trade-in required. We buy cars, we buy trucks, and I'll buy yours and give you up to $2,777 over Kelley Blue Book. If you have a car you want to trade in, I'll give you $2,777 over Kelley Blue Book plus another $777. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. You'll have good luck and hit the jackpot at Budget Car and Truck Sales during this 777 event. Budget Car and Truck Sales, Montgomery and Prattville. BuyBudgetOnline.com. BuyBudgetOnline.com.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, listen, do you feel low energy? Do you have low libido? You may have what is commonly known as low T, low testosterone. That's right. Well, you can spend just $99. That's it. The best $99 you will ever spend in your life to check that out, okay? And it could change your life. Remember when you were just a little bit younger? Nobody could top you. Nobody could stop you. You were the man. Well, you can have it back again. But it all starts with a call to Montgomery Men's Health. That's right, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. And you can get that that testosterone thing checked out, and then you'll be like me. When you go to the dictionary, you'll see the word man and you'll see my picture there. I'm just thinking. So forget that low energy stuff. Forget that low libido. Spend the $99. Oh, and one more thing. I'm going to add this myself. If you were born a man, and even though you may think you're a girl, you still may have to get that prostate thing checked out. You may still need to, you still may need to do that. I'm just, because the good Lord still gave you male equipment, so you might want to, get that checked out too. And don't forget, for that same $99, you get a PSA test. That's to check your prostate. Ladies and gentlemen, prostate cancer is real. So you need to get it checked out. Especially us guys, we don't want to go to the doctor. We don't want to go see nobody. We going to be tough. I realize, your airborne days, we was tough. We was young, could nobody top us. But hey, as we get older, things change. So give these guys a call, Montgomery Men's Health. Get that testosterone checked out and had that prostate checked out too. Hey, I went over there. I had that all done. Okay, I'm good. I went over there. Okay, so 440-3663 is the number. I'm trying to help you out. I don't want anything to happen to you that could have been avoided. Okay, Montgomery Men's Health, 440-3663. All right, good morning to you. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing pretty good? Okay, me too. I'm doing all right. Life is good. I'm good. I'm saying okay. That's good. Okay, and I was on the story a few minutes ago about Wetumpka, but the Wetumpka police were arrested an 84-year-old woman and a 60-year-old woman. Now, they weren't robbing a bank. They weren't doing anything that otherwise would be considered notorious. You know what their crime was? I mean, seriously. Their crime was feeding cats. Evidently, and I'm going to be done with this, I just found it so outlandish that we are actually, and listen, now I want to thank the Wetumpka police because they did record the whole thing. So I got it firsthand from them. Montgomery Advertiser published it, and I read the whole story because I had to read the whole story. Most of them I just peruse it, but I had to read this one. Okay, I just had to because we are actually throwing people in jail for feeding cats. They call it what's that word? Trespassing. I got you. But you know what? When you're 84 years old, I'm going to cut you some slack. You've been around a long time because of you. People like you. We have the America that we have. Okay, well, we kind of tearing up the America you gave us, but So I'm gonna cut you some slack. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna remove the cats. Okay. I'm not gonna put you in jail. Because some people are just compelled to help stray animals. Like some people are compelled, like my sister was compelled to help stray people. I mean, some people just compelled to do that. They just got to do it. You know, that's all. That's who they are. So next time with Tumpka Police Department, please move the cats. Don't put the old ladies in jail. Okay, I'm just saying that's kind of crazy. Take the cats. Okay, cook them or whatever you're gonna do with them. You know, but don't put 84-year-old women. Don't manhandle 84-year-old women. Although she was kind of feisty. You know, but come on. All right. So Jerry, my man, up there with Tumpka, can we have again? If that's all they have to do, if that's it, then please send them to help us in Montgomery. I mean, obviously, there ain't much crime going on up there with Tumpka. So I'm just saying, Jerry, can you send the help to us? Because we need it. I'm just saying, if that's all they got to do is pick on old ladies, then come on down here to Montgomery. Come across that bridge up there with Tumpka on Congressman Dickinson Road. We got a uniform for one of your police guys, because evidently they got crime under control up there, and now we're picking on old ladies because of they feeding cats. I'm just saying. I know. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I'm just saying y'all might want to think about that again, because that did not have a good look to it. Harassing old ladies. I just didn't have a good look to it. Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number here. If you want to give us a call, let me talk to you, whatever on your mind. There's a couple of amendments that happen to be on the ballot that some of you guys they're not really bringing this up too much because they're kind of trying to sneak this in. But me, of course, I know about it because I read. Okay, so it's been a long time, but I read things now. So I'm gonna tell you what that amendment is and how I think it's a bunch of hyperbole also. Good morning, who's this? Yes. I'm doing fine. Don't you know? Don't you know? No, I'm not going to tell you. I'll let you handle it. That's yours. All righty then. Okay then. All right then. 7:14 in the morning. If you got to be somewhere by 7:30, you got 16 minutes by which you can arrive. Okay, I'm just saying. You know, I just Ed, when you guys call, that couple minutes is yours. Okay, this ain't 20 questions for me all the time. Unless it's a question that you think that's just a question I can't answer, and then I'll do the best I can. Okay. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number here. But I forget now. Ed done took me up. I don't know what I'm talking about now. But I was talking. Well, okay. I'm gonna leave the ladies with the dogs. I'm gonna leave the ladies. See, and hey, you know, Texer, you're absolutely right. See, and that's why I can't stand them. Okay, that's why I can't stand them. You know, you use the Bible on one hand, and then you're calling people fools and all kinds of things. Listen, I mean, Ed, I you know, really, do you really think I'm that stupid? Okay, you may think I'm that stupid, but I'm really not that stupid. But you're an old man, and I'll give you that respect. The Bible says, "Give honor to whom honor is due." I'll let you say your piece, but don't engage me in conversation. Okay, so I'm just saying I ain't mad at you. You can call me all the names you want to call me. I can handle. I got tough skin. Okay, I can handle it. But I'm just saying. But then you want to use a good book. You want to use a good book. Yesterday, I'm gonna have a conversation on Thursday because yesterday I got somebody just went up one side of me and down the other side of me about whether or not Jesus ever said he was God. I do not remember anywhere in the Bible where Jesus said he was God. But I'm gonna have that conversation on Thursday, okay? Because I don't think he did. I just don't think he did. Now I realize that we've taken some scriptures out of the Bible and we extracted that out somewhere in John. Was it John 1:4 or 12 or what a 14? We have extracted that meaning out, but there is no now. But again, now if there is some place in there, from the Catholic standpoint, okay. But Wednesday we'll do that on Thursday. Anyway, 860-1414 number. You want to give us a call? Let me talk to you. All right. There are some shall we say some what is there? There are some what do you call those amendments that are actually on the ballot this year. That local amendments. There are 10, but one of the local amendments, and I don't know who pushed this because nobody ever told us it was coming. No, I don't hear anybody raising their hand to say that but somebody initiated this change, or they want the change. They want to make the mayor position in Montgomery part of the RSA, which is the Retirement Systems of Alabama. Now, here's my question. Is everybody who works for the city, because I do not know the answer to this question, tried to find out last night, but I couldn't. Is everybody who works for the city, are they under the Retirement Systems of Alabama, because, I mean, who's supposed to retire as mayor? But anyway, now, and now I do know that if you work for the city, and if you work at least 10 years, you can actually retire at 10 years, I guess, well, a little bit of your salary or something like that. I don't really know how that works. I never tried to get a job with the government because I can't stand work for the government, except the Army. That's the only job I like. So the question is, do other people who are employed by the city of Montgomery, are they part of the Retirement Systems of Alabama? Well, it seems that the mayor's office, they want to be part of that system. Now, me personally, now again, I don't really know. I'm not a financial wizard like some people are. I'm just wondering, though, why would you want to be part of that system? Because it would seem like to me that if you were part of that system, as long as all the citizens who work for the city of Montgomery were part of that system, they don't have a problem with it. But if only the mayor's position is part of that position, I think, that's backward leadership. We're supposed to take care of the troops before the general eats. I mean, we see the general eating, I'm out there starving to death. I just want to know something. I don't really know how that works, but I do believe that it's on the ballot as an amendment. Nobody really talked about that. And a lot of people were just going to go, yeah, or no, without understanding. So if there's somebody, and that's a local amendment. So if Mr. Griffin or anybody at the city, if they can explain that to us, I would love it. I would love to hear it. Why do we feel that the mayor's office ought to be part of the Retirement Systems of Alabama? I mean, I personally don't want you to be mayor long enough to retire. I mean, we need some new leadership. Although Todd stepped there, how long was Todd mayor? 10 years? Now, if you happen to make it 10 years, I'm good. Then, okay, maybe you get something out of that deal. But, I don't know. The Retirement System of Alabama. But anyway, let's take a break, and we'll be back. Uno momento. Okay, so don't go no place, because we'll be back. I'm just saying. But but they put it on the ballot. We haven't heard anything about it. It's an amendment, a local amendment. That means a local amendment for Montgomery. So what say you? We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Audible. This fall, find everything you love listening to on Audible. From memoirs and true crime to celebrities and sci-fi. Audible is the home of storytelling, audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com.
A much colder day on the way, with temperatures struggling to get much above 55 or 56 degrees, officially going 57 for Montgomery.
After all that we've been through.
56, it will be breezy as well, making it feel colder. Tonight, there is a freeze alert in effect because temperatures will be down into the low to mid-30s. And there will be another one of those for tomorrow night, low to mid-30s again. The coldest spots in the upper 20s. We do warm up to those 70s by Friday and the weekend. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. One minor accident so far reported North Boulevard at Coliseum. Outside of that, we're clear. That's North Boulevard at Coliseum. Invisible Fence has the Boundary Plus system, giving your pet security and giving them more time to enjoy life. Call Vicki at Invisible Fence, 265-2585. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Call the tire experts at Chico's Auto Pros, and you'll get the price match guarantee and free extras like roadside assistance, local towing, and free balance and rotation. Chico's Auto Pros.
Send a text, win some cash. Doesn't get any faster than that. It's the 25K Workday Payday on News Radio 1440.
17.8 pounds. That's the average weight loss achieved in just 30 days during a recent patient study of a breakthrough weight loss program called Weightless from New Image Medical. Weightless uses a prescription-only, compounded 3-in-1 combination of medications designed to suppress appetite, remove sugar and alcohol cravings, and defeat weight loss by decreasing carbohydrate and lipid absorption while helping stabilize post-meal glucose spikes and regulating sugar levels. The result? An average weight loss of nearly 18 pounds in just 1 month. You won't find Weightless at your local name brand pharmacies, and you don't need to ask your doctor for a prescription. Just visit the exclusive home of Weightless at mynewimage.com. That's the letters NU, image.com. Use promo code DRESS to save 30%. Why wait a year to lose almost 18 pounds? Start Weightless now, and you could drop that much in a month. Start now by going to mynewimage.com and use promo code DRESS. Again, that's the letters NU, image.com, and save 30% using promo code DRESS.
My name is Tom Thornton.
And my name is Cindy Thornton. We're retired, and this is how we live united.
We decided to volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
United Way is how we contribute, because we know our time and money are going to the right places.
Judging by the thank yous we get at the clinic, I'd say we're doing the right thing with our retirement, too. We're Tom and Cindy Thornton. We volunteer at our community free health clinic. We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hey y'all, this is Aaron Tippett. Being in the music business, traveling, working late, doesn't do great things for my routine. But I found that staying active and making time to work out helps keep my energy where it needs to be to perform my best. No matter what you do or where you are, make time to stay in shape. You'll feel better and have the energy you need to accomplish your goals. This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
I got smart about mortgages, smart about college.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to get smart about, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remains strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
My name is Dale Pazinski, and this is how I live united. I volunteer with United Way, helping the homeless in my community by teaching computer skills and helping them build a basic resume to save on their very own USB drive. It's huge when somebody says, "Hey man, that job that you helped me apply for, I got it." My name is Dale Pazinski. I help people achieve financial independence. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
Numbers 860-1440 is the number here. When you want to call, love to talk to you. You know, I'm still somewhat, I am still somewhat perplexed by the Democratic Party in Alabama. I am still somewhat really taken aback. Now, somebody sent me a note, said that the city employees are under the RSA. So is that true? Anybody know? Is that true? Are you a city employee? I don't really know. I mean, and again, if the city employees are covered under RSA, then I don't see any reason why the mayor shouldn't be if covered too. But I think that I think don't you have to put, so that means he'd have to be in office for 10 years. Maybe Steve is not planning on going anyplace. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We said that word, so means you'd have to get elected at least 3 times. Okay, that's doable, I guess. Okay, I don't really know how that's going to work out for us, but okay. But if the regular employees are covered under the retirement system of Alabama, then I don't see any reason why the mayor's office should not be covered under it either. Although the only difference being is that the mayor's office is a political office where the other guys are merit. They're part of the merit system. So I don't know. Do we really? I don't know. That's a tough one. Do we really want to give politicians retirement? But again, if they stay there for 10 years, I guess they deserve something. Move right along. Other than that, what else we got going on here? Let me see. Here's one. Johnny Hardwick. I didn't know this until yesterday. Judge Hardwick, who is the head judge or whatever you call him over there at the 15th Judicial Circuit in Alabama, put out an order. And that order was I'm trying to get it right. No bail order. Evidently, Johnny didn't want some things to have a bail. He was going to let them out. And the Alabama Supreme Court said not only no, but held them. Now, I will agree with you. I do believe there's a thing called, the Constitution, and people have a right to bail. But there are some people who ought not be let out of jail. The district attorney, some of the chief Albert, they were against this thing. The Alabama Supreme Court came down and said, yeah, we don't agree with Judge Hardwick on this one. So Hardwick, go back to the bullet, go back to the, now I don't believe that you should have a high bail for stealing some cheese, okay, or stealing a couple of steaks out of the store. I don't believe you should have a high bail for that, but you robbing people, shooting at people and things of that nature, I think maybe you ought to spend some time in jail with a $1.5 million bail. So although I understand, he said yesterday, well, sometimes I have to look at a client, at a guy in front of me. What is he, a criminal? Did he just mess up once, or does he have a criminal mentality that would keep him going and going and going? All right, and again, I understood this. I think judges ought to have some discretion, but I don't think they should be the sole decider of bail. I don't think that. That's just one man's opinion, though. Good morning. Yes. Oh, nobody's been on. Oh, you talking about on the phone? Oh. Right. Oh, well, let me talk to the engineer because I didn't hear anything. All right. I got you. I got you. That's a technical issue. I got you. Good morning. Yes.
Pick up one. You need to encourage them to do that. And they can mark it because it's a sample ballot. And have it with them when they go to the polls if they choose to.
Okay. I think that's a great idea. That's a matter of fact, okay. I'm looking at one. Yeah, they got a bunch of folks on there. Yeah, Chris Sales. I don't know. He's in District 90, but he represents about 3 people in Montgomery, Alabama, and therefore he can affect legislation, and he doesn't even have hardly anybody in Montgomery. I don't know. Yeah. Right. All right then. Appreciate it. So anyway, so again, if in fact that the city employees are on part of the retirement system of Alabama, hey, if the mayor makes 10 years in office, yeah, I guess he ought to get a little something too. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm looking on this ballot too. As a matter of fact, we got Hassel is running, Tashina Morris is running. Penny McClammy has some opposition from the Libertarian Party. Reed Ingram has no opposition. There's Philip Insler, Charlotte Meadows. You know, they are going after each other. To me, that one's just too close to call for me. I don't really know. Kenyatta Hassel, he's running. No competition. All right, so it seems like everybody. It looks like everybody is satisfied with. Look like a lot of people are satisfied with their representation. So, but if I'm a Democrat, seriously, if I'm a Democrat, I'm a little bit concerned about what happened in the judicial race. I'm a little concerned about that. I don't care who wins. I'm not going in front of a family court judge. I wouldn't even do it. I'm not going. I don't care who wins. But I would be concerned that you had 2 people running for this. And just think about it. If this is not anti-American, I don't know what is. You got 2 people running for office. One person gets disqualified, but the person who came in second gets eliminated from the ballot. Okay. Now, if I am a Democrat, I am certainly worried about that, because what we have seen is the same kind of crap that happens over in Africa or Central America or in Russia, where you are told who to vote for. You don't get to elect them. You are just told who to vote for. Okay, and this one, let's see, which one is that? See, Daryl Bailey is in there. Calvin Williams don't seem to have any. He doesn't have any opposition. Let me see. Derek Cunningham's got somebody running against him. Neil Pierce running against the sheriff. Let me see now. What else we got there? 15. Daryl Bailey is running. See, most people don't know that the district attorney's office is up for sale. Not up for sale, but it's up too. You know what I'm saying? James Anderson. See, these judicial people don't normally get opposition. And those are the people that can take everything you have. I don't know why we don't really talk about these particular jobs, but they seem to, once you get in there, you just in there. You don't have to worry about anybody running against you or anything like that. So I guess they are, Young Boots is running for state treasurer again. Let's see, who else is out there? A lot of folks. Public Service Commission, Jeremy Odin. I called their office. Never got a call back from them either. Let me see. Chip Beaker, all these guys, the circuit court judge, place number 2. Greg Griffin is running. No opposition. But that's cool because nobody ran against him. But here's the one that bothers me. For circuit court place 3, the 15th Judicial Circuit, Monica L. Arrington, who never ran for the job. She was placed there like some banana republic, okay, because they felt as though that's what they wanted to do. Okay, so the guy who came in second on the ballot got eliminated, just like in Russia, just like in some communist country, like in China. Okay, they took him off and put somebody there that nobody voted for, who at the time hadn't paid the fee that people have to pay to get on the ballot. Okay, Fernando Morgan paid a fee to get on the ballot. Sabrina Martin paid a fee to get on the ballot, but Arrington did not pay the fee. Now, unless she did, well, before the election, I know that for a fact. So I don't know how you. I mean, really, that bothers me. We went all over the world trying to make sure that people's votes were counted, and we didn't have elections like this where the big kahunas put you on a ballot, and that's exactly what has happened. Okay, I'm just saying. If I'm a Democrat, I'm worried about that. Good morning. Hello. Yes. In the newspaper. What do you mean? When do I read them? Well, I read them yesterday. Some of them. Well, that was about him putting an order, I guess, where you could release people without bail. Well, the Supreme Court, Alabama Supreme Court, said no, you can't. What about them? I don't care when they're arrested. They were arrested though, but they were arrested. They shouldn't have been arrested. I don't care because they were feeding. Because the technical term they said trespassing. So get rid of the cats. Get rid of the cats. Don't put them in jail. Put some dogs over it. I don't care. But I saw. Yeah. 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 Right. Right. Gets disqualified. Right. Okay. Yes, because they paid their fee. Wait a minute, they paid their fee to get on the ballot, which is I think a couple of grand. Because and I guarantee, wait a minute, I guarantee you that because they were not on the ballot. So why in the world? Because you don't put people on the ballot that nobody voted for. Oh, I saw it the week. I didn't know they had it. I didn't know they had it. Well, they wouldn't pay attention because I'm not a Democrat. Wait a minute. There's two people on a ballot and a write-in. A write-in. Well, you got two people on the ballot who paid their money because no, but again, because they placed somebody on the, they selected somebody to be on the ballot that the most Americans don't understand that part. They they don't have a clue. Listen, they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. Okay, whatever. They don't have a clue that their votes were thrown away. 5,000 votes were thrown in the garbage that this guy got constitutionally per the rules and regulations of that organization, Democratic organization. He paid his money to get on the ballot. He was second place because what they did was they disqualified Sabrina Martin. Okay. But now, rather than use him, they are putting somebody else on the ballot that nobody voted for. That's the crap that happens in banana republics. Okay? And be it a Democrat or Republican, you tell 15,000 people that came out and voted that their votes don't mean a thing. Now, they disqualified your candidate, that's cool. So what about the other guy who got votes? They threw him off and gave you somebody. They gave you somebody to vote for. You didn't vote for him. You don't know she. Matter of fact, I guarantee you, most people don't even know she's running. Okay, that is not American. That is not why some of our folks have died in other lands trying to give freedom to other people to vote. One man, one vote. Okay, one man, one vote. They got rid of 15,000 votes. Now, I think she had about 9. He had almost 6,000 votes. They said, to hell with you. Your vote don't count. We are going to dump not only her, we're going to dump this other guy too, Fernando Morgan, and we're not going to count your votes. And you know what? I voted for Fernando. Okay, I don't normally vote Democrat, but I did in this one case because I liked them. So they said, to hell with you, your vote don't count. Okay, I don't care what their bylaws say. Okay, what happens to 9,000? What happens to almost 6,000 votes? Somebody tell me. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Anyway, I got to take my last break an hour. But listen, and it may not bother anybody. It just bothers me. You take 5,000 votes and throw them in the trash and tell me that's our bylaws. But the American Alabamians pay for those elections. The private parties run the organization. But you, and others pay for the election. So the people who pay for this have no say in it? Really? We pay for it. And I called John Merrill, and John, of course, is a Republican. And, of course, he's not going to go against his own party. And that's the problem with parties and party politics because, listen, inside his soul, I know that if he's a true American, he has to wonder, about how do you throw away 5,000 votes and a total of 15,000 votes you throw away, and you don't even tell the people that you put somebody on the ballot that didn't run. How do you do that in America? Now I realize I'm the only talk show host that served this nation, you know, and believed in what we stood for. I got that. Okay. But too many people died. Too many people went in harm's way. So one man, one vote. And now, hell, you're not even going to get one man, one vote. You're going to throw away the vote. How does the Democratic Party live with itself on this one? How's that possible? So anyway, that's okay. It goes against what America is all about. One man, one vote. This is the first time I've ever heard we threw away all the votes that a candidate received because we didn't like the candidate. First time in my life, and I'm 65 years old, first time in my life that somebody got all the ballots thrown away because of their bylaws. Never heard of such insanity in my life. I've been voting since 92. You know, what can I tell you? Anyway, we'll be back right after this.
Radio 1440. Sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples is your one-stop destination for shipping supplies and services, and right now get 50% off shipping boxes, mailers, or tubes when you buy 5 of the same item. Offer ends 12/31. Exclusion apply. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details. Staples, the best kept secret in shipping.
A much colder day on the way, with temperatures struggling to get much above 55 or 56 degrees. Officially going 57 for Montgomery with plenty of sun, but there will be some spots that fail to get to 55 or 56. It will be breezy as well, making it feel colder. Tonight, there is a freeze alert in effect because temperatures will be down into the low to mid-30s. And there will be another one of those for tomorrow night, low to mid-30s again. The coldest spots in the upper 20s. We do warm up those 70s by Friday in the week.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good. One minor accident reported earlier, Northern Boulevard at Coliseum. Outside of that, we're looking good. Checking your traffic flow, 65 southbound running slow at North Boulevard. So be prepared for that. 65 south at the Northern Boulevard. Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter has a great selection of Camrys, RAV4s, Tacomas, and 4Runners. Your good credit and no money down will get you on the road today and whatever you want.
You know.
Buckle up, it's the law.
Take advantage of 4 new tires with no money down.
So let's fix that problem by saying no to the sun and yes to enjoying your space. With quality motorized shades from Just Blinds, free consultation, free expert measuring, professional installation, and guaranteed satisfaction. Visit us today at gojustblinds.com. That's gojustblinds.com. Enjoy the game.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My doctor told me my blood pressure is borderline. I figured I could worry about it or do something about it. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. It works safely and naturally to help maintain healthy blood pressure with a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals. And it's odor-free. I'm taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Matt Parsley here. You've been listening to me for 12 years, and Budget's been in business 30 years. We've never had a sale like this before. It's the 777 event. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. You'll never come across a sale like this again. It's crazy. This could be the biggest sale in Budget history. Well, it's really not a sale. It's a giveaway. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. Do you have a car you want to sell? I'm paying up to $2,777 over Kelly Blue Book on the spot with no trade-in required. We buy cars, we buy trucks, and I'll buy doors and give you up to $2,777 over Kelly Blue Book. If you have a car you want to trade in, I'll give you $2,777 over Kelly Blue Book plus another $777. $7 down, $7 a day for the next 7 days. You'll have good luck and hit the jackpot at Budget Car and Truck Sale during this 777 event. Budget Car and Truck Sales, Montgomery and Rattville. BuyBudgetOnline.com. BuyBudgetOnline.com.
Hey guys, it's me, wrestling legend Ric Flair, and I'm on a mission to help millions of guys put more flair
down there.
Unlike generic ED treatment programs that can take up to 60 minutes to work, Carnivore can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only Carnivore offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. Carnivore will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you. Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. That's join, the letters NUimage.com, and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code RADIO. Sponsored by New Image Medical.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
And we are back. You know, I hate to keep talking about the same thing all the time, but it seems in Alabama that, where's Roberta Franklin when you need her? Because the death that is going on in our prisons is a shame and a disgrace. 4 people died a couple days ago in our prisons. In July only, 32 people died in Alabama prison. Hell, that's worse than going to Afghanistan, Grenada. Like, I mean, they did a whole. Okay, I flew over. I didn't really land, but I was ready to go. We lost 19 people in a hostile combat zone. We lose 32 people in 1 month in the Alabama prison. Other day, more people got. Last week, 4 people. We need, and I hate to be called on the federal government because I don't think the federal government would do much better than what's going on now. But something needs to happen in this prison system, whether it's Ham or somebody, or we need a new governor. I'm just telling you, we need somebody else at the helm of this prison system. We do not send our loved ones to prison. They did wrong things, that's true. But they shouldn't get killed or be treated like dogs. Okay? Worse than dogs. Let me put it this way. If we had 32 dogs in the city of Montgomery killed by their owner in the month of July, somebody would be in jail. And I was noticing something else too the other day. You realize that political correctness has taken over the country, right? You can't say retard anymore because everybody, you can't say that. You can't say gay anymore in some places in Florida. You can't say, well, let me ask you something. You know why we can still say inmate? Anybody know why we can still say inmate and don't have to worry about any social retribution? I'll tell you why. Good morning, who's this? Yes. Because inmate dehumanizes the people that are in there. Oh, yeah, just the other day. Yeah. Well, it does amaze me that the people with their loved ones in prison, and I realize a few, I know your friends, they come up here, they do the best they can, but we need a governor who's going to put somebody in charge of the prison that is firm but fair. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I did. I read that. I'm saying I don't know. I mean, I'm reminded of when the Jews were in bondage in Egypt. Moses said, "Let my people go." I mean, listen, I'd rather they be out here stealing than be getting killed. Yeah, I would say, hey, I gotta go. My time's up. We'll be back. I'm supposed to have a guest this hour though, but if what happened in the Democratic election of this judge, if this doesn't bother you, I'm sorry, you are not an American. Russia, we got a plane headed out to Russia. If you don't mind this kind of treatment as a voter, your voter gets tossed in the garbage, then you really don't understand our government system. All of my own.
Electric or gas heating system that should also be inspected once a year to make sure it's safe. And space heaters should be at least 3 feet away from anything that's flammable. It should plug directly into the wall, not into an extension cord. If you know someone who doesn't have access to a heater, the city of Montgomery will open a public warming center when temperatures drop below freezing. That's located at 3446 LeBron Road. Cots, blankets, and face masks will be provided for free. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Every minute, 24 domestic violence can happen to anyone, regardless of age, race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Anyone can help become part of the solution, though, by wearing purple this Thursday, October 20th, to raise awareness about domestic violence.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Stacy Lynn in Washington, in the southern Ukrainian city of Mykolaiv. Multiple strikes from Russian forces. CBS's Holly Williams reports attacks have also increased in other cities, and they're using Iranian-made kamikaze drones.
There were Russian strikes across the country this morning, and they seem to be targeting the energy and water supply, including a power plant in Kyiv, ahead of Ukraine's harsh winter. It follows yesterday's attack on Ukraine's capital by a swarm of so-called suicide drones.
Some concerns about the whereabouts of an Iranian rock climber who hasn't been heard from since competing without a hijab at a competition in Seoul. Here's CBS's Elizabeth Palmer.
Once video of Rick Habib bareheaded went viral, CBS sources say she was invited to the Iranian embassy in Seoul on a ruse, and once there, stripped of her passport and phone and put on a plane for Tehran.
Hurricane Ian's threat isn't over yet. In the aftermath, cases of a deadly infection are on the rise. Our Jim Crisoldo reports.
Health officials in Lee County, Florida, home to Fort Myers, are seeing a spike in deadly infections caused by so-called flesh-eating bacteria. In the aftermath of Hurricane Ian, the bacteria is found in warm, salty water and can enter the body through cuts and other open wounds. That can lead to severe skin infections that may be life-threatening.
Well, get your hats, gloves, and scarves out. Weather Channel meteorologist Jordan Steele says it's already feeling like winter in much of the country.
20 degrees below average for the eastern half of the country, and some of that cold air going all the way down into south central Georgia, where we could be looking at record cold max temperatures only in the 50s there.
Australia will no longer recognize West Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Our Scott Mayman with details.
The Australian government wants to find middle ground.
The Australian government remains committed to a two-state solution in which Israel and a future Palestinian state can coexist in peace and security.
Foreign Minister Penny Wong, but the decision's being seen as a power play over the previous Australian government, which she says at the time was just a move to win over Jewish voters ahead of a local election.
So what are the most popular Halloween costumes this year? Google Trends is out with its annual list of what people are searching for the most. And while the top spots feature costumes from TV shows like Stranger Things and movies like Spider-Man and Jurassic World, the most searched for costume is still a witch. But they didn't say whether it's a good witch or a bad witch. Stock futures are sharply higher this morning. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
Well, if you can't handle scary movies, this isn't for you.
It's more dangerous.
Halloween Ends may have topped the weekend box office, but it's the low-budget horror flick called Terrifier 2 that's now going viral.
Please welcome Art the Clown.
It's about a killer clown that terrorizes a family on Halloween. It's only out in select theaters right now, but fans are already tweeting their reactions. Some saying it's so brutal and gory, they're vomiting, and in some cases, passing out during screenings. A producer even tweeted a warning following several incidents that required hospital visits. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Now, inflation has hit Halloween. A bag of fun-sized bars cost 13% more than last year. That's about $2 extra. And while prices are growing, some items are getting smaller. Yes, blame the term we all love to hate, shrinkflation. For example, Hershey reduced its 18-ounce packs of Kisses by almost 2 ounces, but the price stayed the same. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The 25K Workday Payday. Here's your national keyword to win $100. Text FUN, F-U-N, FUN, to 95819.
I never won anything in the radio before. Wow.
Standard messaging rates apply. Don't text and drive. You'll text back to confirm your entry. If you win, you'll be qualified to win the grand prize of $25,000. It's the 25K Workday Payday on News Radio 1440.
Come fix my home, little bread. Come fix my home. I need you right away. My clothes are sleeping, there's water on the floor. Can't take it one more day. Come fix my home, little baby. Come fix my home. I know you won't delay. For one flat rate price, I know it will be right. You Bradley won't be pleased.
Fix my home.
Come fix my home, you Bradley. Come fix my home. I know you won't delay. For one flat rate price, I know it will be right. You Bradley
don't know if you're a legend or not.
Down there with Mount Everest. Unlike generic ED programs that are managed to work on Everest can have you standing at attention in as little as 5 minutes. You'll have an absolutely mind-blowing experience every time. That's because only on Everest offers a unique 3-in-1 custom compounded medication. On Everest will make you a kiss-stealing, wheeling-dealing son of a gun like me every night. Don't lose another night to ED. Put some flair down there with Mount Everest. Woo!
See if Mount Everest is right for you. Go to joinnuimage.com now and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. That's join the letters NUimage.com and use promo code RADIO to save 20%. Go to joinnuimage.com and save 20% with promo code RADIO. Sponsored by New Image Medical.
Hey listener, welcome to Leader's Karaoke. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it. There's me with a full-time job.
It's a beautiful morning.
Clubs and worms, that's what we do. To save you money and get off the street. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Finding a great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, Jeff Barreca with Chappie's Deli, and Mike Costanza here, talking about full service. Gone away are milk delivery and full service gas stations. Mike, I've heard of full service gas stations where they still check your tires and oil, but Grant, milk delivery? What century was that? Not that long ago, and it was full service. Oh, like we give at Chappie's Deli. Exactly. When you come to Chappie's Deli, you sit down as a family. We'll take care of whatever you need. Some places you can't even talk. You keep getting up and down. Get your food, get your refill, and you even have to get your own milk. Get it, Gramps? Milk delivery. Even better than milk delivery, I've seen our Chappie's Deli crew walking out in the rain to help folks in and out of their car. We're called to serve. And at Chappie's Deli, we take that calling seriously. Called to serve. Mike, that sounds good. How about this tagline? Called to serve. Even milk delivery to Gramps' house. So funny. Allow us to have the pleasure of serving you at Chappie's Deli.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Alrighty then. Hey, there are some people who don't think that I understand that what the Democratic Party did was part of their. I got that part. Yeah. Again, abortion is legal. I don't make it right. So I mean, I understand they can. And that's what the American people should know. Okay, and how many people know? Okay, I'm just going to put it out there. Just because you call yourself a Republican or a Democrat does not make you one. You are not one until you pay to belong to the party. You are just free labor that on election day, they ask you to come vote for their candidate, not your candidate, but their candidate. Okay, just understand that. You are not part of the apparatus. You are not part of the decision-making process. You really don't count until election day, and then they sit there in the polls and say, okay, how many fools can we get to come in here and vote for my guy? Okay, you are not a Democrat nor a Republican unless you actually belong to the party. These are private organizations that do not have to take you into consideration on any rules that they make. Just remember that. It is a selection. It is not an election. They decide who represents you. You don't. They decide who does. You vote for the one they put in front of you. Okay, that's why I'm not ever voting again for a Democrat or Republican. I'm going to vote for a libertarian or independent, anybody that does not represent those two entities. Okay, I'm never doing it again. Never. Because it ain't about it. And when they go to Congress, oh yeah, think about this. When they go to Congress and reapportion, redistricting, that is not for you. That is strictly for the party, not you. You have no consideration whatsoever in that process. This is for the parties to see how many votes they can manipulate. They do not. The Democratic Party or the Republican Party does not represent the general public. They represent the people who belong to that party, who have paid their money. And that is why you never know when they're changing rules, because you're not part of the plan. Okay? So just because you vote for one or the other doesn't make you one of them. Did anybody ask any of those 14,000 people that they threw votes away what they thought? Absolutely hell no. Okay? I'm just saying. Absolutely. Wait a minute, hold on. I think my, okay. Okay, well, okay, let me take a break. I got a guest coming, and I think they're supposed to be here right now, and I think they're calling me now. So let me take my break early, and then we'll be back. I just thought I'd introduce that information to you guys, because you guys don't know that you're not part of the Democratic Party or the Republican Party unless you actually pay to belong. So any decision that they make, you're not included. So we'll be right back.
Brubaker Motors is better at Brubaker.
It's a beautiful morning.
Sponsored by Publix Supermarkets. Making an appointment to get your flu shot at Publix Pharmacy online is fast and easy. Most insurance plans cover it at no cost. Choose the best day and time for you.
Third floor.
.com/flu to find a pharmacy.
Third floor.
Or head to your local Publix pharmacy for details.
Okay, well, that's where the FBI is and the marshals and everybody like that. So unless you want to be arrested, you know. Okay, coming down to the third floor, and I'll meet you at the elevator. It's a beautiful morning. I think I'll go outside a while.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Coming to my great studio here. Have a seat right there, and let's see how this all works out.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, that's okay. I like interesting conversations. Most of the time, I don't get one.
We'll get one today.
So now you're originally from where?
The Bahamas.
The Bahamas, okay. So you follow the man here.
No, I came here when I was 13. I came to America when I was 13 with my sister. But yeah, I ended up here because of my sister. We met in Miami.
And vote for you.
And you both are like liberals. But not really. Not really.
Not all the way. Not all the way.
Because you wouldn't have done what you did if you were a total lib.
Depends on the issue.
Which we all should take the issues into consideration. But anybody, if the litmus test for you to get in office is whether or not you should kill your babies, I have a problem with that. I just without life, nothing else matters.
Blinds.com right now.
No,
Save up
I-
to
Always
40%
choose
off
life.
site-wide
Oh,
through October
okay.
the
I
18th.
like that.
Our vertical blinds are 45% off. Rules
Now, we can
and
argue about the
conditions
social
apply.
programs. Sometimes they make us slaves to them. Like getting a PhD in philosophy. Guess what? You're a slave to a college.
I know that's right. That's all you can do. That is all you can do. My degree's in anthropology. It's very limiting. Very limiting.
But you do learn a lot about the past.
Yes. And other cultures.
Although some of that's conjecture. Like dinosaurs.
Mhm.
Okay. Let me see one.
Let's take a picture so I can put it on social media.
Okay, let me see a dinosaur. You know, I've never seen one. And even when you go to the Smithsonian, they will acknowledge on a little bitty thing that, well, these may not necessarily be the actual.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
You are too much. So Willie Durham, who I had to see yesterday morning,
Yeah.
says, "Oh, you miss your time with Kelvin." He speaks very highly of you. But you can't tell we're at the radio station.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
Better.
That's better.
If you're a man in this
Your husband, I mean, what's looking at me?
We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years. Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firms.
So some guy comes looking for me and open up again with whip ass.
He's not jealous at all.
Okay, good.
At all.
All
Which
right.
I think is a flaw. I was like, show a little bit of
I
jealousy.
think that's a flaw too.
Yeah, I'm like, act like you care a little bit.
Well, maybe he's just assured that he's doing the right thing, so he ain't got to worry about it.
None of y'all can be that confident.
Well, you know.
Can be that confident.
No scratching or smell.
Get 10% off your next order of Dynamite
It's a
Nutrition.
beautiful morning. My son got his report card yesterday, all A's and B's.
Wow.
I'm just not sure that they just actually represent the true ability. I'm just, now he goes to the impact thing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
He's in high school. Huh?
Yeah, so that gives me a little assurance over there that they're going to give you the right grade. But the traditional, I just don't.
Well, I have to be honest with you. When I went to the school in the inner city, Miami Central, and I was a straight A student. I thought I was it. Everyone always told me how smart I was. All my life, people told me how smart I was. So, and I believed it. I mean, how do I find you on Facebook? K-E-L?
K-E-V-I-N.
K-E-V-I-N. And your last name?
Elkin, E-L-K-I-N.
Only because I'm nervous, I can't remember.
I understand. You know, I don't bite unless I'm asked to.
So anyway, I thought I was the thing. I went to University of Florida. I almost flunked out that first year because all A's in
17.8 pounds.
All A's in high school don't necessarily
Equate to
transfer.
college.
Right. Transfer to. I mean, it makes you feel good. You get out of it.
I wasn't ready.
But when you get ready for the real world, and that's my thing. I don't really care about the grade. I'd rather get a strong C
Yes.
than a fake A.
Exactly. So that is really the motivation why all four of my daughters went to high-end private schools, because I didn't want them to be overconfident. I wanted them to really know where they are. Because I was fooled, I was deceived.
You ain't the only one.
I'm not saying I wasn't smart, I was smart, but I didn't have the proper skills, I didn't have the proper academic foundation.
And here's another thing. We rise to the level of our competition.
Right.
And unfortunately,
Yes.
when you go through there and pick out the best and brightest kids and you put them in private schools and you put them in magnet schools, well, that leads back mediocrity as a standard.
Yes.
And so
That's true.
I just
I even see with sports, my daughters play tennis.
put your headphones on.
Oh.
And you may only hear out of one ear, but don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, we are back. Good morning, everyone. Okay, my guest is finally here. She's finally here. First of all, a couple weeks ago, I was in the newspaper. I know it's rare that I was reading, but I was captivated by and listen, she got me because the title of the article was "Why I Put My Child in a Segregated School." I said, well, where's that at? Where's segregation at around here? Well, she got me. And once she reeled me in, you guys know that I'm an audio kind of guy. I'm not a reading kind of guy, but I had to read that article because I said, who does that on purpose? Well, she's here and to talk to us about that. And it was an interesting article because I started with a mindset of one thing. I said, oh, this is one of them backwards people who think that the whole world's prejudiced and who think that all white folks are just bad and all that stuff. And to my surprise, that wasn't her message. Her message was something else. I think we incorporate a lot of lessons in that. I think you tried to tell us. So tell the folks who you are.
Good morning. My name is Adiela Bennett.
Okay. And tell the story.
Okay. Really, the story begins at my birth.
Let's not go that far back.
Okay, I want to go that far back. That's interesting. Okay, so here I am. My husband got a job offer to work at the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is someplace he'd been wanting to work for a long time. We were living in Miami at the time, and I got so excited because I thought we were going to Atlanta. And I'm like, oh my God, Atlanta, it's like the Black Mecca. I'm really excited.
It's changed.
But he says, not quite Atlanta, it's Montgomery. And I said, oh, my mind went to Montgomery, Maryland. And I said, oh, great, we'll be near your parents in Prince George's County. And he's like, no.
Not that Montgomery.
Like Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, bus boycott. I'm like, oh, that Montgomery? No way. I will not take my children in that backwards place. I'm sorry, but that was my thought. But anyway, I had to go, or I decided to come. And so, of course, the first thing is researching schools, right? We have twin daughters who were 10 years old at the time, about to turn 10. And when I did a research on Montgomery Public Schools, I'm sorry to say, there was no good news. Nationally, they were the bottom of the pile, with the exception of the magnet schools, which the articles I was reading was like, it's a raffle system, but really you had to know somebody, which we knew nobody here. And so we didn't think that was a good option. So we really couldn't afford it, but we said, let's look at the private schools. And in my research, the two top ones were St. James School and the Montgomery Academy. So I settled on those schools. We chose one of them. We were not happy from day one. We were not happy. I really don't care to go into the details, but I started praying. I said, God, we need a resolution. Homeschooling was an option, but my girls are very social, and they didn't want to just be home with me. So they wanted to, like, Mommy, we want to go to a real school with people. And so I started praying to God. I'm like, God, you are the owner of the universe. You have a solution for us. And then not knowing that this was, so I asked for a sign. So not knowing that this was a sign, we went to Temple Beth Or, and this man came up to us and introduced himself. Hi, my name is John McWilliams, and I'm so proud of the work you girls are doing. At that point, I think Brianna Brooke had just produced a film called Architects of Change, for which Viola Davis gave them an award. It was about the civil rights movement. So and so we're like, thank you. We didn't really know who John McWilliams was. We just said thank you. And then we saw him this year at the Alabama Shakespeare Festival. We went to see a play about the bus, the integration of the bus system, the Greyhound bus system. And he came up to us and he says, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you girls. I'm so proud of the bill that you helped to get through. They had worked for 3 years with State Representative Rolanda Hollis to pass HB 50 that allows the state to provide menstrual products in Title I schools. So he's like, I'm so proud of the work you did with that. Again, we didn't know who he was, but we loved that this man was so caring that he would take the time to come and talk to these little girls. At this point, they were 14. And so after he walked away, we were whispering, who in the world is this man? And the person behind us tapped and said, that's John McWilliams. He is the head of school at Montgomery Academy. And I had recently read an article that he wrote in the Montgomery Advertiser where he spoke about his school, the Montgomery Academy, and others, the history of it, that they started in around 1955, specifically to avoid complying with the Supreme Court ruling in Brown versus Board of Education. Their parents did not want their children in school with Black kids. And so they started these private schools, which were called segregation academies. And he, in his article, he apologized for participating in that system. His parents, to my knowledge, from what I've read about them, his parents weren't racist, but they wanted a top education for their children, as do I. But top education was not the motive for the founders. The motive was not to be in school with Black kids. So he wrote in this article about how we need to how he and the other private schools need to accept responsibility for that and correct it so that the public school system can be better. Because what happens is anybody with means put their kids in the magnet program or in private schools. So what's left in the public school? I mean, it sounds horrible to say it, but mostly people who can't do any better. There are exceptions. I know a judge in town, I know several judges in town who have their children in the regular public school system, the traditional public school system, and that's a commitment they're making the community. I know business owners who have their children in the regular public school system. But for the most part, the children left in the public school system are just that, they're left there. If most people with means choose other lives. So we talked about that article, and so that's really profound that as a head of school, he's making that bold statement. Because we found in our 5 years here in Montgomery that people are very polite and they're not direct. They don't speak. we call it Southern nice. They try so hard to be nice that they don't speak truthfully in our experience. So anyway, the next day was Easter. It was Easter Sunday. And the girl's like, oh, Mommy, we want to go to a different church. Our regular church is Dexter Avenue King Memorial Baptist Church, but they wanted to go someplace different. I said, fine. My husband even said fine, which is unusual for him. He's usually like, no, this is where you go. We're going every Sunday. He's usually very dogmatic about that. But this time he said, okay, fine. It's Easter. We can go someplace else. Y'all choose. And so they researched and they said, well, we heard about the choir at First United Methodist Church. Let's check that out. So that's where we went. We got there. It was pouring rain, and the campus is huge. We didn't know where to go. It was like we'd never seen such a big church before. We had no idea where to go. And then the same man, John McWilliams, comes up with an umbrella and said, "Follow me." And he gave us his umbrella, and we followed him. And he said he was a member of the choir, and he had just sung, in fact, and we're like, this is the third time we've seen this man, because we're looking for signs, remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In the Bahamas, we have the saying, 3 times is the law. 3 times is the law. So if something happens 3 times, that's a sign. It could be an omen, a premonition, a warning. But in this case, we're like, we've seen this man 3 times, and he's been very divine and very kind and showing great character and kindness in the 3 times we've seen him. And so we said to him, we're having some problems with the school where we are. We haven't been happy for 5 years. But by this time now, it's April, or May even. I know it's probably too late to apply to Montgomery Academy. And he said, no, it's not too late, apply. And I'm like, really? Because those good schools, the application deadline is usually earlier in the school year. And he said, please apply. And we did. And the girls were accepted. And so that's the story. So the school is I still call it Segregation Academy because it was started on that premise. And, unless you uproot the tree and start all over, that's still what you are, right? The majority of the students are white. But I have to say they have been extremely welcoming. I mean, oh my God.
It is the welcome. I'm only suspect to this extent. There's accommodation, and then there's acceptance. Mm-hmm. Do you feel either of those, or do you really feel accepted, or are you accommodated?
I feel accepted. I tell my daughters one of the major standards of knowing whether whether a white person in particular really accepts you is if they let you into their home. So school is one thing, but will they let you into their home, into their private sanctum? And that has happened. I haven't, but the girls have been invited into homes. They've gone to parties, they've gone to dinners, they've gone to movies. So they've been invited into the private world. They've been invited to the country club. They've been invited to prestigious dances. So they have been included in that very private circle outside of school. They also have been in classes that really, if you didn't accept the student and if you didn't think that they were capable, you would put them probably in the lowest level classes, right? But they've been registered for the advanced placement classes, the honors classes, the top level of classes. So there's faith in their academic ability.
Okay. One of my concerns with now I don't have a problem with I think they're too high, but let me ask you a question. 1 and 1 equals 2, whether in most cases, whether it's a public school or private school. Why do you believe that since the information that is given out in our schools, the curriculum is the curriculum? Do you think that our public school system just doesn't believe in its own product, and they don't expect the MA's got a sign, I believe it's MA, that says in the pursuit of excellence. Do you believe that we don't believe in our own product and we won't raise the academic expectations in public school? Or are we trying so hard just to, I don't know what it is, but at the end of the day, we're going to have to compete with your daughters, other people who come in. This is an Air Force town. I feel sometimes they don't want the hassle of raising the academic expectations of our traditional schools. And even our traditional schools have migrated the best and the brightest to magnet schools. So are we that condescending of our own products in our own schools that we don't believe? Is it a lack of faith in your mind from the system in our schools?
Yeah, it's a systemic issue. So no one teacher, no one principal, no one school board member is saying, I don't believe in our children. All of as individuals, we want the best for our children. The teachers are working hard. I've worked in the public school system, so everybody's giving their best. But it's a systemic problem that's greater than any one individual teacher. My experience, I attended public schools in Miami. I graduated from Miami Central High School, which is an inner city school, but as the name says, Miami Central.
Now what does inner city mean?
Well, low socioeconomic status.
Okay. No, I just said it.
We were number 1 in football, number 1 in basketball, still almost every year number 1 state championships in basketball and football. That's still, I've been on a school like 30 years, and that's still the case. Top athletics.
Sound like the University of Alabama.
Well, I don't know anything about the academics of University of Alabama.
No, but they're going number 1 in football until last weekend.
Yeah.
That was an accident right there. Let's take some calls for you. Good morning, you're on air. Yes.
Because from Miami, when I researched the schools in Montgomery, the rankings were so low nationally. Students take national standardized tests, and the scores from students in Montgomery were among the lowest in the nation. Absolutely, the best academics. I came after doing a lot of research. Okay. Well, I think the history speaks for itself. The history of Montgomery speaks for itself. Uh-huh. Okay, so twofold. Yes, of course. We all did. But there was the additional motivation of There are all kinds of newspaper articles.
Okay. Are you still there? We'll let her answer.
There are newspaper articles. There are newspaper articles. There's television footage of white young people and adults.
Let her answer the question, caller.
Clearly saying we don't want our children to go to school with the N-word. People stated that. That's public knowledge. Any 5 minutes of research can tell you that that was the position at the time in the 1950s. Just do a research on segregation academies in Alabama. Just Google that. I absolutely deny that. I believe in the equality of all people. In who? I suppose so, but prejudice and this.
Okay, I'll let her answer. He does bring in one point that I was going to ask you. Can it be culture as opposed to color? And I have a tendency to believe today's exodus from public school by anybody, black and white folk, it's not color so much, but culture. Would you agree with that statement?
I mean, it's twofold. It's not. It's really not simple. As a parent, it's not simple making any decisions about my children. So there are complex reasons for everything.
Okay.
So both culture and race.
Good morning, you're there. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Mhm. 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 That's right. Mhm. 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 Mhm.
Okay, I'll let her do that. I'll let her do that soon as we come back from this break, since I don't know what you're talking about. 8:42 in the morning, right here on News Radio 1440, Mr. Bennett. The one now, here's the one thing. Now, I know your daughter's not going to agree with me on this one, and I just got to tell you, I just sometimes I could, and now I know who they are because I remember that whole minstrel thing. But don't parents don't parents have some responsibility in doing those things? Because if you're walking around with $1,000 phone, seems like to me you can afford the personal items that they need. Don't we put kids in people sometimes in a way where golly everybody needs a free handout. I just some of this has got to be parenting.
Oh, absolutely. Ultimately, it's the parents' responsibility to provide the menstrual supplies.
Right.
I'll tell you my own experience. I came from what I thought was a middle class family in the Bahamas. My mother was a nurse. She also was a newspaper photographer. I'm one of 7 children.
Must be Jamaican, some of them, all them jobs.
Right, Bahamian. And when my menstrual cycle started, I had no idea what was going on. The entire family was outside with the dog, whose name was Uncle. Uncle giving birth. And I was in the bathroom screaming, I'm dying, oh my God, there's blood. And one sister came in to get towels for the dog, and I told her I'm bleeding. And she goes, oh, here's some pads. This is what you need. That's all the education I got. Here are some pads. This is what you need. That's it. I had to figure everything else out for myself. And I have to say, that was in about 1972, and the same thing is still happening in homes all across America.
Okay.
Parents
and I'm not a woman, I'm not a female, so I wouldn't know. But I just think sometimes we make people dependent on us rather than dependent on themselves.
Yeah, well, we definitely believe in teaching people how to fish.
Okay.
So in addition to having this bill pass HB 50 to provide the free product in school, and every month we also give out 1,200 bags of menstrual products. In addition to that, we have a leadership academy, the WIT Leadership Academy, where we're providing training because our goal is to break the generational cycle of poverty so that the next generation can provide for themselves.
So you're telling me in 2022, there are people who don't have a clue about biology.
Absolutely.
Really, and
absolutely.
Really, I would never believe that.
Every month we meet girls who say, I thought I had cancer. I thought I was bleeding to death. Every single month we meet girls when we go about town. People say this. Now about the poverty, everybody here does not carry $1,000 phone. The other day we were at Lee High School talking with a group of girls we wanted to help. We were helping them and we wanted them to help us with the project. And a little boy with us had a bag of Chick-fil-A. And one of the girls said, oh my God, Chick-fil-A. Now, as you may know, Lee High School is like a mile away from the Chick-fil-A.
Right.
And she was acting so excited. I said, oh, well, don't you have Chick-fil-A all the time? And she goes, no, I've never been to Chick-fil-A. I've never been to Chick-fil-A. We meet kids who have never gone from the west side to the east side. So there's a whole lot of poverty here. Not everybody's carrying around $1,000 phones.
We'll be back right after this. Tell me how to pronounce your first name again.
Adeyela
Bennett. We'll be back. You can find her articles actually in my company advertising. I'm pretty sure it's still there. It's an interesting article. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Oh, and what I'm going to do actually is just put this thing make a file out of it and give it to you.
Great.
Well, I can't do it right now.
Yeah,
I'll do it later in the day.
Thank you. I can put it on our page.
We
have a website. I can put it on the website.
Much colder day on the way with temperatures struggling to get much above 55 and 56. We're officially going 57.
I don't know what happened to my Facebook page thing, but
I always worry about that too. I was like, sometimes people are